morning, everyone. Welcome to the workout just for clarinet players. So, give me 1 second. Facebook's being weird. I don't know why things want to pop up in Facebook Live after you've started. So, my computer's down here, camera's here. I'm trying to make sure we get this. Anyway, so welcome to the clarinet workout. This workout is specifically for clarinet players. And when I say specifically for clarinet players, what the heck do I mean? Well, I'm a flute player. I'm not a clarinet player. The way we hold our instruments is differently, whether you play trombone, whether you play clarinet, but whatever you play, you have certain muscle imbalances that develop because of how you play that instrument. Doesn't mean those muscle imbalances are necessarily bad, but they can develop into something that can be bad. They can develop into injury if they go too far outside the realm of what's helpful. So the workout today is actually going to help you overcome those muscle imbalances, use them to your advantage, and give you the strength and stamina you need as a clarinet player to continue playing longer, stronger throughout your musical career, pain-free. So this is the short version, and if you'd like the full version, I actually have a long format workout video that is available for download on my website at musicstrong.com/live workouts. Click register now. Reason being, they were live, but I ended up recording them, so now they're just downloadable. When you download that, you get the entire tutorial. We talk about form, we talk about everything. You also get the full workout complete with bonus material. I'm going to be taking our workout from that today. I'm also going to add in one thing that's not on there, so you get a little bit of bonus. So first things first, we need to calm down the overactive muscles. So if you think about how you play, when, especially if you're playing bass clarinet, or you are just too far forward, or you're in a pit for a long time, you're going to end up coming forward, right? I'm not saying you're hunching like this all the time, but you know when we get tired, that's just kind of what happens, right? So if we're thinking about this kind of posture, we need to come back out of that posture. But the typical, some of the tight muscles that you have are going to be in your neck. So let's talk about that. This is something that you can do while you're performing, in between rehearsals, like at intermission. So what we're going to do first thing is we're going to talk about your SCM and your scalenes. And these are two neck muscles. You're going to use your fingers to relax these muscles, okay? What these muscles do is they flex. They flex your chin forward. Your SCM turns your head to the left and the right, but they also flex forward. The scalenes, so if I go, you can probably see them. If I do that, they stick out. They help you breathe and they elevate your rib cage, but they do some other things, and sometimes they end up being a primary muscle instead of a secondary muscle. They're supposed to help you breathe, and sometimes when we come forward, they get tight. So let's talk about those first. What you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers. Your SCM goes from this point of your collarbone to right behind your ear. See, when I turn my head, it sticks out. You're going to take your fingers ever so gently, or actually I like doing it better that way. You're going to make sure you're not coming forward this way while you do it. You're going to take your SCM in between your fingers, and that stands for sternocleidomastoid, just in case you wondered. You're going to take this between your fingers and mash, looking for tender points. If you don't find anything that way or it doesn't feel good, you can approach it from the side. You might want to do this in front of a mirror if you're not familiar with this. So you're going to find that muscle, and you're going to approach it, pushing on it from this direction until you find a tender spot. When you find a tender spot, you might feel referred pain up in here or up in here. Totally normal. I want you to hold that tender spot 10 to 30 seconds, or until the pain level goes down until almost gone. Same with the other side. Okay? You're going to look for those tender spots. Scalenes are a little more, these things are not nice, okay? And I don't know why they hurt so much, but they do. So if you find your collarbone, be very gentle about this, okay? Very gentle. Do not go mashing around in your neck. Be very gentle. You're going to find your collarbone, and I want you to go directly up against your collarbone. Your three scalene muscles, anterior, medial, and posterior, are like right over here. You're just going to start palpating, which means touching right above. And the easiest way I've found to be able to find them is to do the same thing. You're going to press backwards until you feel muscles that roll. Right there, I've got one. So, it feels like an ice pick. Feels like I'm getting an ice pick right down into my chest and down into my arm. I think that's anterior scalene. Okay, you can just go back and forth rubbing like that easy, easy friction. But I find that if you can find the right scalene, and this is something for massage therapists too, mashing on it really easily, and that tender point, oh gosh, yeah, it shoots like an ice pick of pain, which I know sounds terrible, but it's not supposed to be this tight, okay? So you're going to find those points. If you feel a pulse, you're in the wrong spot, get off. This is posterior scalene back here, right? And you'll feel it. So I'm approaching the muscle from the front instead of just mashing around, okay? So you're going to hold that until the pain goes down. All right, then we're going to stretch it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your right arm, put it behind you, and you're going to tilt your head to the side, the opposite side. You're trying to create space between these two areas. And then look up. That will stretch SEM and scalenes. You might have to look around to the side, but you're also going to pull your shoulder down while you look up. If you want to make this a little more intense, be nice about this. Take your hand and floss. Come back and that way, okay? Oh, if you might feel some tingles in here, that's all right. We're making sure the nerves here are gliding smoothly. Okay, and you're going to do that on both sides. Okay, speaking of stretching, we also need to stretch these guys. So you're going to stretch your chest and your bicep. I'm going to show you how you can do it in the same area. All you're going to need is a doorway or the lip of the wall. So I'm going to show you on this side first. You're going to take your arm at 90 degrees. 90 degrees, right? Okay, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blade back and down. Can you see that? Squeeze your shoulder blade back and down. That locks your arm into place, okay? And then you're going to twist out into the room. I want you to hold that for 30 seconds. Ooh, it should feel really good. If you don't feel much of anything, come up a little higher. So pec major's here, pec minor's here. If you don't feel anything, come on up a little higher. I want you to keep squeezing your shoulder blade down, twist out into the room. Hold for 30 seconds. From here, we're going to stretch your bicep. Bring that arm down. Notice my palm is pointing downwards. And you're going to twist again out into the room. That should stretch your bicep in the front of your shoulder. Whew. Feel that. Whew, 30 seconds, okay? Should feel really nice. If you can't get your arm up this high, that's fine. You can come down this way. That works too. Okay? 30 seconds. Should feel really nice. If you get some like tingles and stuff, you might want to back off, bring it down a little bit lower. Okay? 30 seconds. And then we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So we're here to here for the bicep shoulder. Squeeze that shoulder blade back and down and twist out for pec major, pec minor a little bit here. These are the muscles that you use to play, right? Oof, you'll feel stretch right in here in your armpit, okay? You want to hold for 30 seconds. These are the muscles that you, when you play, they bring you forward like this, right? So when you're playing a lot, they tend to get tight, so we need to stretch those. These and these, okay? So we're going to stretch those. After this, we need to get your upper back happy, right? I'm going to show you prone tees, cobras, prone tees, and scarecrows. These are the 3 exercises I like. They're kind of in a, that's my cat, move thing. They're kind of in a progression. So first one would be cobra. So now that we've relaxed all of this, we've stretched it, we have to activate these muscles back here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hands, you're going to push them down towards the ground, rotate out, squeeze backwards. Notice I'm not doing this. Pull your shoulder blades down towards the ground and pretend like you're trying to squeeze the bottom of your shoulder blades together. Oh, and relax. And squeeze and relax. And that's a cobra. So to take this up a notch, we do what's called a prone T. So if you've ever seen a picture of Brazil, I'm sure most of you have never been to Brazil, but Jesus, right, on the mountain, we look like Jesus with a T, okay? I want you to put your feet about hip width apart, belly button in, roll your shoulders back and down, bring your arms out to the side, palms up, okay? And I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together and relax. Squeeze and relax. Notice I'm not arching my back, staying just like this, okay? To make it a prone T, you're going to hinge. So if you find your hip joint right here, you're going to push back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, come up into a T. Not a V, a T. Okay, so you're going against gravity. Bring your chin back up against the wall at the same time, like you're trying to push the back of your head into the wall. You're going to do 10 to 15 of these. Oh gosh, y'all, that feels really good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. All right, so after this, we're going to try scarecrows. The deal with scarecrows is if you stand upright, you're going to look like a scarecrow. This is not a scarecrow. Think of like you've got a broomstick across your shoulder blades. You're going to stay that same position as you did for prone tees, but we're going to change so we go this way. Notice I'm straight across. If I stood up, look like this. So roll back, come out. Back, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades the whole time. My gosh, that feels good. Up and out, okay? So again, check. You're not hunching, and you're not coming down. No T-Rex arms. Okay, we just stretch those. So come up and out, and squeeze. And you should feel that all across there. Okay, so now that we've activated everything, we've got a couple of strength moves to keep your arms nice and strong, and we gotta actually work on your hips and your glutes a little bit too, legs too. You don't just play the clarinet with your upper body, right? And I'm not gonna get into forearms today. I've got a whole forearm exercise flow and a bunch of things on my videos, but I'm not gonna get into that today. So if you want that video, let me know in the comments and I will drop you a link. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple of leg exercises, and we're gonna get your glutes warmed up. Why? Because you sit on them when you play, right? Most of the time, clarinet players are sitting. You don't always stand. I mean, that's for a marching band. You don't stand a lot when you play, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a hinge. I'm gonna show you a pull through in case you happen to have equipment. I'm gonna show you a bicep curl that's different from what you've probably seen, an alternating kneeling lunge, and let me show you, this is just a basic hip hinge, okay? So belly button's in, shoulders are back. Why? Because you want your spine in neutral. Take your fingers, put them in your hip joint, push back. Your butt should go back, right? This is not your butt going back. This is not your butt going back. Push, and your butt should go back. So when you brace here and squeeze your shoulders back, your spine is now moving solid as one piece, right? So that's a hinge. Ideally, we would have some weight when we do this, but if you don't have any, and you don't want to lie on the ground, we're just going to do a hip hinge to get the glutes activated. So you're going to hinge. What I want you to do, squeeze your butt to come up. Hinge back, squeeze. This should actually feel really pretty good. Squeeze. So you'll notice I'm not earthworming it up, right? Belly button's in, I'm squeezing to come up. You'll feel that all through here, and that should feel really nice. If you're backstage and you feel real awkward about that, don't blame me a bit. Here's what you can do. You can stand next to a wall, just for balance, right? You're gonna bring your belly button in, back up so you can see, belly button in, and you're gonna stand and squeeze your butt back diagonally. So you're not just gonna go straight back, you're gonna go back diagonally. Do like 5 to 10 of these, squeezing your butt the whole time, okay? When you've done 5 to 10 of those, notice your ankle. You can't do these with your leg locked, with your knee locked. Your butt's gonna start to burn, and it's gonna start to burn all the way up your leg too, right? Because you're actually activating that arch. So now that we've got some activation in the legs, let's put it to use. We're gonna do something called like an alternating kneeling lunge. Again, probably something that's gonna go in your regular workout, not backstage, but it's all right. So, move this so you can see it. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Here's what we do. Now, if you have knee problems, obviously this is not for you. I would stick with the hinges, and I'll show you a pull through. Good point, I need to do that first. So a pull through, you need a band of some sort, and you need to be able to hook it something low, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this band, it's got handles, and I'm gonna hook it to something low. You're gonna step through. Basically all we're doing is we're taking that RDL, that hinge, and we're adding some resistance to it. Make sure this is not gonna move anywhere. Belly button's in, you're gonna hinge just like we did before. Hold these together, arms are straight, do not do this, and squeeze your butt to stand up. That's all a pull through is. So from the side, again, it looks like that. So, kneeling lunges. Here's the thing, if you can do a lunge, you can do these, but these are like rear lunges, okay? So, very important to keep your chest up. You're gonna take a step back, drop your knee, come down, come up with the opposite, and stand up. Then we're gonna return, opposite side. Notice I come back onto my toes, drop that back knee. Notice I'm not doing this. Come back, now my right leg's gonna go up. And you're gonna push through your front heel. Don't let this knee come forward, okay? And come on up. I'm gonna go back with the right leg again. And up with the right. Return with the left, back with the left. It's really important when you do these that you hold your belly button in. You want to make sure your spine is raised, your chest is tall. You don't want to be doing this. What benefit is that, right? The hard part about this is getting up and down off the floor without using your hands. You have to brace your core, come back. Notice my knee's not going forward. And it's all about learning how to push through the heel as well, okay? So when you come up, notice I come up this way. I don't come up like that, or I don't come up on my toes. Okay, you're gonna try out for, start with 2, work your way up to 6, work your way to 10 per leg, okay? All right, last thing we're gonna do a, you know what? I'm gonna make up something that's not on here, because if you happen to have, it's not on this one either. So I'm gonna assume you don't have any equipment, right? If you don't have any equipment, I know we can stretch these out, but we need to make this strong enough for you to be able to play a long time, right? Okay, so what we're going to do, instead of a floor press, I'm going to show you, we're going to do a tall, like a version of a tall plank. This is usually a plank. We're going to do it this way instead, okay? Here's what we're going to do. Let me do the right angle. All right, so, nope, this way. All right, so what we're going to do, you're going to come on down. I want you to put your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Pull your shoulders down. Pull your shoulders down and push the floor away through your palms. Come up with your feet a little wider than normal. Hips a little higher in the air than normal. Tuck under and squeeze your butt. When this is easy, you're going to touch, touch. Notice I'm not rocking my hips. Really important you don't rock your hips. We're going to touch as controlled as possible. Most people, when they try to do this, just holding is plenty hard. You're going to increase the strength of your forearms and your chest and your core at the same time, and that's fine. Just to make it more difficult, touch. So the first step is just a hold. Second step, you're probably going to go like this. Third step, hold, hold. Fourth step is hold as long as you can. So again, hands directly underneath your shoulders. It's going to feel a little too narrow, that's fine. Pull your shoulders down, lock your elbows, and push the floor away. Hold that. Come up. You're going to tuck your butt under and squeeze. Hold. Then touch. Touch. If you have to do this, that's fine. But notice my hips aren't moving. That's your goal. Okay? All right. Last one is called a Zottman curl. So you've probably seen bicep curls before. No biggie, right? I'm going to assume you have access to some kind of weight somewhere. We usually see bicep curls like this or like this, right? This one's called a Zottman curl. And what it is like the bicep curl's kind of backwards. So if you want to have bicep curls as part of your routine, that's awesome. Please do. Think about how you play. Your hands are this way. So hammer curls are what you're already doing. If you want to go this way, that gets another head of the bicep. This also gets something called the brachioradialis. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip these arms upside down, lock your elbows into your side, bring your hands this way. So notice what it looks like. And then come up and back down. A lot harder than it looks, okay? I want you to aim for 10 of these, okay? Oh, it's a really nice burn actually. Notice I'm not swinging the weight. That means the weight's too heavy. Okay, and I'm not alternating. So you're going to do 10 of these. If you have to shrug, the weight's too heavy. If you can't do 10, do as many as you can. Flip around, you'll notice that these are a lot easier for clarinetists. These maybe not as much anymore. So it's good to do all 3. So my favorite way to do these is to do a bicep 3-way. And there's actually 9 ways to do it. Add this in to whatever workout you're doing for a little extra strength and see how you like it. Here we go. You're going to go hammer curl 1. All slow and controlled. Bicep curl 2, Zottman curl 3. That's 1. Now we're going to go out. Go out to the side, palms up. Ooh, feels so good. And then Zatman curl this way. And then we're going to go one arm, okay? One arm this way. And this, by the way, is not on the full workout, so you get a little extra bonus. And then Zatman curl. Okay, that's one rep. Start with one. Work your way up to 3 to 5 of those. And you increase strength and endurance of your biceps, so be able to hold with great stamina, no problem. Follow it up with that bicep stretch I showed you earlier. And that way you're not going to be really tense, but you can still increase the stamina of your biceps. Thanks for joining me today. And again, if you'd like more information, we got 2 options. You can download my book. It's available at Amazon. It's on my website. It's called The Musician's Essential Exercises, and I talk an awful lot about some of the stuff that's here. This is all bonus. You can get on my website or at Amazon at musicstrong.com, or you can get the full version of what we did today. Today had bonus material on my website at musicstrong.com/live-workouts, and you get the full PDF explaining why you need Book Strong, what's tight, what's overactive, why we're doing what we're doing. You get the full workout plus bonus material, and you get the hour to an hour and a half long tutorial style workout. So it's not just working out for an hour and a half. I literally explain form, I explain everything, why we do everything we do. So thank you for joining me today, guys, and I hope you have a music strong day.